Welcome to the Charley King Show, Bluebell Talks, and I am so excited to be supported by Hummingbird Nest Ranch.
The Charley King Show, Bluebell Talks. Come on in, let the whole room talk. The Charley King Show, Bluebell Talks. We learn your life, then we sing it back. The Charley King Show, Charley King Show, Bluebell Talks. Big heart, big dreams, and a little bit of sparkle. Yeah.
Today's guest is the Fairy Queen, and I'm thrilled to welcome the lovely Claire Pettibone to the show, a true icon in the world of bridal couture. Known for her ethereal, romantic designs and signature blend of vintage elegance with modern femininity, Claire redefines what it means to be a bride. Her gowns are not just dresses, they're works of art. Each dress feels like it belongs in a grand love affair. Delicate French lace, intricate embroidery, in silhouettes that feel both timeless and unique. Brides across the world are drawn to her artistry because she doesn't just follow trends. She creates them. And she creates emotions too, and storytelling. From Hollywood royalty to free-spirited romantics, Claire's designs celebrate individuality, beauty, and the magic of the moment, which, as you all know, is exactly what we love here. So what makes a wedding gown truly unforgettable? Well, we're going to dive into the creative process, the inspiration, the craftsmanship, and the business world of all things bridal. Claire Pettibone, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you. That was such a lovely introduction.
Oh, well, it's all true. You create the most magical fairy gowns.
That's the goal.
Who would you describe as like the Claire Pettibone bride?
So she's so many different things. I don't think there's really one type of woman. All ages, all shapes, all ethnicities, all styles, really. But the one thing I think they have in common is that desire to be really true to who they are and to have a gown that really expresses them on a fairly deep level. So I don't attract the brides who just want to play it safe. I tend to, like you said, draw the fairies into my world.
Yes.
Definitely. Whether they be, kind of a garden fairy or a forest fairy or kind of a mysterious nocturnal fairy.
They all have like names and stories, don't
yeah.
they? Do you design, when you're designing a dress, do you design for the woman? Do you design for the story? Do you design for the fantasy?
So I start with a story. Each season I'll sort of create a world for myself that I want to create within. So that could be anything from Dutch still life masterworks to I did one called Pure Poetry that was, for me, not doing colors, kind of actually,
Yeah,
a departure because I do,
you do a lot of
color. So, but I
Yeah.
did one collection where it was all white. For me, that was was unusual.
That must have been hard.
It was fun. It was refreshing.
Yeah.
I feel like each season is kind of a response to the previous one. So I kind of get things out of my system, and then I want to do something a little different from that. So over the years, I've done so many different, but fairies are definitely a recurring theme, and just French countryside and to Versailles to what else?
It is like stepping into a love affair, I think.
I mean, I want you to really feel something when you look at the dress. And for my clients, they really want that. They want to feel like this dress is them in a gown. Their ultimate self, maybe not their everyday self, but,
Yeah.
So trying to infuse the gowns with really unique personalities in their own right.
Yeah.
And then they speak to the bride that it's meant for.
I was going to say, you have had a bride come in that has like a set idea. Okay, I love this certain gown,
Right.
But then they walk in and you're like, no, that gown is not for that personality. When you meet that bride, and have you ever had to go, actually, I think this one is more your personality?
I do make some suggestions for sure. I find that my brides are pretty self-aware and actually usually pretty in tune. So if there is a particular gown that they've been obsessing over, oftentimes that is the dress.
Yeah.
When they're a little more not sure, a little more open and not quite sure what they're looking for, then we guide them more. And I
Yeah.
can really get a sense pretty quickly just of what might suit them, not just physically, but inside,
Yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have to have an emotional connection to the dress, don't
Definitely.
they, when they put it on?
Right.
What when you see a bride in one of your dresses and what is your like, oh, this is her dress? What do you see in their face or their physicality?
Yeah. I mean, everybody's a little different,
Yeah.
but of course, there sometimes are tears.
Yeah.
They sometimes just become quiet, because it kind of sinks in
This is it.
that this could be it.
Yeah.
This feels right.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it's more than they had imagined, it's like, so it takes them a minute to catch up. Because maybe they had something in their mind, but I mean, my goal is always to exceed that, right? So I love that when that happens, where you're kind of overcome and it just feels right. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing to be a part of.
It is. And it's almost like, because some brides dream of their wedding day for their whole life, and
Right.
some don't.
And some don't.
And I always think that moment when you find the dress, it's like your whole life just caught up to that moment.
It really becomes real in that
It's
moment.
real.
I
Yeah.
think for the brides, the wedding dress is usually in the early stages of the planning. They probably have a venue already.
Yes.
So, to have a date.
Yes.
But they're still in the planning stages of all the details of the wedding. So when they find that dress, it hits home that this is happening. This is me.
it. Yeah.
And then from there, other details can become decided on in a
They
way.
can imagine themselves walking down the aisle in their venue. Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever had a bride come because she wants that dress and then she'll find the venue to fit the dress?
Sometimes, yeah.
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 I can imagine.
Yeah.
Especially with your dresses because they are so unique.
Right.
And the detailing and the fabric and the lace. Take me back to like when you were a kid. Was this something that did you love designing as a
So
kid?
what happened was my parents bought a house in upstate New York. The homes there, it's countryside, and they mostly were built in the 1800s. So they're like old farmhouses. So the house that my parents were both artists. They bought a house, and the previous owner had lived there her whole life, and some of her things were left in the house. So there were beaded 1920s gowns and beaded purses and
Really?
photo albums and just of her life. So I was, I think, 4 years old.
Wow.
And just discovering those treasures.
Yes.
I still have the dresses actually. They're beautiful.
Really?
Yeah. And fully beaded, just gorgeous 20s
They
gowns.
just left them in the house?
Just left them. Crazy, right?
My God.
I don't
Did you try them on as a kid and
I
dress
did.
up?
I wore them
and-
when I was a young thing.
Wow.
Yeah, so it struck me, this other life, this other time, this glamorous, that wasn't my life, that wasn't what existed in my world. So finding that, it seemed like a window into another time. So I think that's where it first started. Just this
magic
wanting,
make-believe.
it's magic. Yeah.
And that sowed the seed.
That sowed the seed. Then I went to my first wedding. It was at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City.
Oh, yes.
And I think I was 5. And so my mom said, we came home from that wedding and I just started walking slowly, like down the aisle of, everywhere I was. And I begged her to make me a wedding dress because she sewed. And she did. She made me a wedding dress and a veil. So my 5-year-old me was, playing dress up.
Yeah.
And I started drawing brides. I didn't draw the grooms.
Just the bride
Just drew
and the dress.
Just the bride and the dress, yeah.
Wow. Did you ever try your mum's dress on?
So my mom's dress was a very chic, like 1960s sheath, not maybe my idea of a wedding gown in a sense. It was
Yeah.
just like a casual was pretty. I still have it too.
Oh, you do?
I have my
That's
grandmother's,
lovely.
which was like a 1920s, you know,
Oh, how
flapper. It was actually
beautiful.
lavender.
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, the whole white thing, you know, that's not,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
set in stone, and not actually required.
Do you think they were inspirations? Because lavender, you use lavender a lot. Do you think that maybe that was
It's
an
one of my favorite
inspiration?
colors. I don't know. Maybe it did sink in there. It's funny how those childhood experiences can really make those impressions on you.
Yes.
And
you don't
it's
know
so
why.
funny
It
that
just-
now I'm a wedding dress designer. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't a straight path that way, but in retrospect, it kind of was.
And did you start sewing? Did your mom teach you to
My
sew?
grandmother taught me to
Your
sew.
grandmother.
So I started sewing, I think about 11 years old.
Mm.
I started making my own dresses and, you know, clothes for myself. So, yeah.
Really?
And then went to fashion design school. So, you know, when the time came to figure out what are we going to do
Yeah.
for life.
You went to fashion.
And so I started out just taking some, I mean, I'd always been drawing and painting. My parents being artists, like that was just in my life from day one. So I'd always been creative.
Watercolor
painting,
or-
oils, watercolor, drawing.
So you
all the things.
you kind of, that was in your blood, really.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And so then I always loved fashion and I loved art. So then the idea of a fashion designer, it's like, oh, it's kind of the best of both worlds. I get to make art with fashion.
Is
So
that,
here
is
we
that
are.
your inspiration for your dresses? Do you take it from fashion, art, history?
A lot of art, a lot of, I mean, I love fashion history as well, but I like to absorb it all and then create from there so that it's not a costume or a replica. It's just infused with different references. I like to mix it up a little bit so that it feels timeless, which
Timeless.
that word is so overused. I know everybody's like, timeless, timeless.
What does that mean to you? What does timeless
To
mean to
me,
you?
timeless means that it will always be beautiful. That's timeless. It doesn't mean that it's
matter.
classic necessarily. It doesn't mean that it's boring. It just means that it's beautiful today and it's going to be beautiful in 100 years.
Well, that's one thing when I see your dresses, you are not tied to an era. Like
Right.
2026, these were the dresses that were in fashion.
Right.
So when you look back in 10 years, you can, sometimes go, oh, that was a 2026 bride or that
Right.
was a 2015 bride. Your dresses don't do that because they just span generations.
I don't follow or really like
Trends.
trends. I don't like them. I like them for other things.
Yeah.
I just don't love them for weddings or a wedding dress because I think that a wedding is somehow out of time in a sense.
Yes.
It's a very unique, special,
a
magical
moment in
day,
time.
right? It's a moment in time. And I mean, of course, we're all in the time that we live, so we're bound to be influenced by it. It's not
Yes.
to say that, we're completely going to escape that, but it's certainly not my focus. Like the fact that a basque waist is in right now, I'm not doing them because just for that reason.
Explain a basque waist
The
for
basque
everybody.
waist is fitted and then it's low, so it dips
it
low
dip-
on the torso.
Okay.
So they can be very pretty. They also can make you look shorter. So I find they
Okay.
look great on the models who are
Yes.
tall,
Yes.
but not everybody is tall. So it actually shortens your legs,
Okay.
right? Because you're elongating the
Yeah.
torso. So for me, just from that aesthetic, maybe not. But I know they're so on trend. So
Yes. Yeah.
hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, I feel like trends, they come and go so quickly now.
They do.
It's
It changes.
it's so again, that's another reason why I feel like don't choose your wedding dress because of a trend.
Yeah.
By the time it's a trend, it's already over.
Yeah.
So you're going to be dated. Now, if you just love it with all your heart and this is what you've kind of loved always,
yeah.
absolutely go for it.
Yeah.
But if you're just kind of searching and thinking, oh, this is the right thing because this is the trend,
Yeah. This is going to be great
I
for
think
Instagram.
you need to dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Think about yourself. Think about what really moves you.
Yeah.
What you get excited about and what you can't stop looking at, and you just love it. You don't necessarily have the words to say why you love it,
Yeah.
but you just do.
Do you-
And I feel like we're kind of I don't know, women are a little complex, but at the same time, there's a soul that kind of maintains throughout our life.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
so like the things that you loved when you were little, you still have a connection to those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think the brides are influenced deeply by Instagram, but also going back to right now because of the Carolyn Bessette
The show, right?
you know, the simplicity of
Right.
her dress,
Right.
and how she got married, and
Yeah, I mean, that was a moment again, you know,
Really?
in time. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was such a departure, you know, from
very
what was
different
going
to
on
what was
at the
happening.
time.
Yeah,
So that was exciting. And that's always fun. I think the reason that was so wonderful on her was because it was so her.
yes,
That's what made it amazing.
Yes.
You know, and she had the confidence to be herself and say, I don't care what the trends are. This is what I'm wearing.
because that wasn't a trend in the
No,
90s.
it wasn't.
It was much.
She made it, right?
She made,
it
the
a trend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's more meaningful.
Mm.
So now to bring it back, okay, cool, because everything goes in cycles with fashion. So it's understandable that trends are going to come and go. But I just really want to encourage my brides to
Be true.
just be yourself, you know, just really
Yeah.
give that a thought.
Yeah. Were there any other wedding dresses over the period of time on, you know, an icon that
Right.
you loved?
I mean, so I did love Kate Moss
Yes.
with her. She had another
Again,
slip dress.
yeah.
A little bit more embellished, you know, a little bit more fairy-esque, a little special. That was a
Yes.
beautiful look in
That
the
was
veil, you know. So
beautiful.
that was a beautiful wedding, and a beautiful dress.
Yeah.
What other dresses?
What about Princess Diana?
Not for me.
I remember
Sorry.
watching her wedding when she
Yeah.
came out of the
Yeah.
the carriage,
And the dress kept going, right?
and it kept going. And it kept going.
It was a
And it kept
lot of
going, but it was
dress.
also wrinkled.
Yeah, it was a lot
Well, I
of
remember
fabric.
going,
I mean, what are you going to do? They had to stuff it into that
Right.
carriage. There's
I mean,
kind
it
of
w-
no way to avoid it.
it was beautiful at the time. I remember. you
Again,
know,
it was a moment. It was that time.
she looked like a fairy
I mean,
princess.
it was a lot of dress.
It was a large dress, and I just remember because it was the 80s,
Yeah,
right? So the puff sleeves, for
definitely.
those that don't remember
know.
it, was like big puffy sleeves, and it was all encrusted, wasn't it? And then it
Yeah.
had this big skirt and this long train that
skirt.
went all the way down the steps of the cathedral,
Forever. Yeah.
and then the beautiful tiara.
I mean, hey, if you're a princess, you know,
Go for it.
You got to go big. I mean, I'm not mad at her for, you know, going big and
Yeah,
having that moment.
I did love it as a kid when she got married.
Right,
It was
right.
like we all dreamt to be a princess.
So, yeah, that whole princess thing. I have a different princess reference when I think about it.
Yeah?
So,
What do you think
Well, a
of
little
when
bit
you
more like really the old fairy tales. So, you know, I'm not so much into the ball gowns and the
No,
tiaras.
no.
It's just not my
Well, your dress
thing.
doesn't need
It's
a tiara because
although
it's...
tiaras are coming back too, and I did pick up a couple for the store that
Oh, you did?
that I do love, but they're very
Ethereal.
floral and ethereal. Yeah. So, I mean, I just think that's what makes it special is that everybody's different. So if you want the princess tiara ball gown moment, then you should
Go
have
for
it.
it.
Have it. As my design aesthetic, I'm more into the, you know, like a fairy princess or a
Yes.
little bit more of a magical, softer princess, not so grand. I mean, a little more, ethereal.
Yeah, I see your brides in the forest,
Right.
getting married,
Yeah.
Under this beautiful
Canopy,
floral canopy arbor
Right.
with like fabric intertwined, and it's been there years, and
Yeah.
there's like flowers growing out of it,
Right.
and
Definitely. Yeah.
that's the story I have in my head. This
Right.
princess in the woods.
Yeah.
and your
Yeah.
detailing is very beautiful.
Thank
like,
you.
And the fabrics you choose. Where do you get your fabrics from?
So I work with the finest couture fabric houses in the world, really. So Solstice Lace is world renowned.
Where
and
are they based?
In France.
In France, yeah.
So, and then we do custom embroideries, also French embroidery houses. So a lot of my fabrics are custom made for us. So that's why
Do you
don't see
design
them other
them?
places. Yep.
And then
Picking
you
out the designs and also every single thread color that's used. So, I mean, when I say color, even for a dress that is white, if I'm doing an embroidered floral, it's still going to have different shades. So it's going to be, you know, a little bit of champagne and an ecru and a lighter ivory and maybe a silver or a pale gold or something. Because with combining those different thread colors, you really get the dimension like a painting or like a, like a painting.
It is like,
yeah.
your dresses are like paintings. Yeah.
So if it's just flat, you know, one color, you
It's
don't see
dimension.
all
The
that.
dresses have dimension
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah, I love that.
It's like a Renaissance painting,
Right?
you know?
I mean, I want my brides to look like a painting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I see them on the mannequins in your store, and let's talk about your store for a minute.
Okay.
You have a castle.
Yeah, we do.
How did you find a castle in the middle of Los
in
Angeles?
LA, yeah, so lucky. Before we were in the castle, we were in another lovely boutique. And we had been looking for a space because at that time the boutique was in one space and the atelier was in another space. So I had to go back and forth, and it was fine, but I thought it would be great if we could all be in one place. So we'd been looking for about a year, and my husband and I were just driving to lunch one day and saw the for lease sign on the castle. So I had always
Did you
loved
know
that
about that?
building.
Oh, you
I
did,
had
yeah.
always loved it, but it had always been occupied. So we got in next day, saw it. That was it.
Yeah.
Had to happen.
It's
So
magical.
It's
and,
a really special place. Yeah.
and you have all these beautiful murals on the wall that are
Yeah.
stepping into the garden.
Right? Yeah, I wanted to create a really beautiful experience for our brides. Something that, well, first of all, the building was built in the 1920s, so it has like that soul and that character and beautiful details already. So then I'm just adding to it. And I think, you know, finding your wedding gown, it's a really special shopping experience. You know, it's not like regular shopping. So coming into a beautiful space and feeling inspired and
Yeah.
kind of getting the feeling already.
Yeah.
It's just another bonus,
It's
you
like
know?
opening a fairy tale book for me. When you open the door to your
Thank
store,
you.
it's like going, once upon a time, there lived a fairy
A
princess.
little bit.
You are listening to The Charley King Show. My guest today is the wonderful wedding dress designer, Claire Pettibone. We'll be right back with this conversation after a few words about my amazing sponsor, Hummingbird Nest Ranch. Hummingbird Nest Ranch has a legendary past and an even more exciting future. Nestled in the stunning Santa Susana Mountains of California, this iconic property is back under passionate new ownership, being restored as the luxury destination wedding venue it was always meant to be. Their team brings over 30 years of hospitality experience, deep marketing expertise, and the financial commitment to make Hummingbird Nest Ranch everything it's ever dreamed of being. And while their long-term vision stretches towards a world-class spa and resort, today their singular focus is on you and making sure every event at Hummingbird Nest Ranch is nothing short of extraordinary. Because there, 110% isn't a goal, it's the only standard they accept. And now, let's jump back into the conversation with Claire Pettibone.
Yeah, it's pretty.
What's the
it's pretty
process
great.
like for a bride when they come to you?
So they'll come in. I mean, everybody, again, is a little different, but
Mm.
we'll come in, we'll sit, we'll talk about their wedding, we'll talk about where she is in the whole process. You know, has she tried on dresses yet elsewhere? Is she just getting started? Does she have a dream in her mind already, a vision of the gown or the wedding? You know, where are we going? So once she tells me a little bit about that, then I'm going to get a sense of, okay,
Who she
I
is.
think this is going to be good for you.
In your mind, you're
Yeah.
going through your inventory.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, you know, forest bride. Like, I can't count how many forest weddings we've had, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, or garden weddings, or vintage, beautiful spaces. I don't know what to call them. They're
Yeah.
not ballrooms.
Around
they're
the
not, you know,
world
just
as
yeah.
well.
Oh, definitely.
You're global.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of Italy and France.
Yeah.
And,
Are your dresses in stores around the world, or is it your flagship store
we're
here?
in LA and New York here in the States, and then we sell a lot to Japan actually. We're
Really?
very popular there. Yeah. They love
Interesting.
they love the aesthetic.
Yeah, I can believe that. If you think of
Yeah.
Kyoto,
Yeah.
like with the cherry blossoms and
Such pretty weddings there
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
so they come into your store.
Yeah.
Do how many people can come in at one time? How
I
do you
mean,
like
we
to do
like
that?
to not have it be a huge
Yes.
entourage. Just
Yeah.
I feel like really more for the bride than anything.
Because overwhelming, don't you think,
Overwhelming.
when you have too many people?
Yeah. So we have a couple of different tiers of appointments. So either you can come in with just 2 guests or you can come in with up to 4.
And do they get to work with you?
They do sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
as a special ask? That's a different
Yeah.
price point if
Right.
they want to work with
Yeah,
you specifically.
just just booking the appointment. It doesn't matter what your budget is. I'm happy to work with brides with all, budgets that fit into our
Yeah.
range.
Yeah.
But yes, so we have some designer appointments where they can meet with me. And
That must be
and
a
I love
lovely
meeting
experience
with
to
my
have
brides.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's great.
I've been in a fitting with you, with our
Right.
lovely friend Kimberly.
Yes.
And that, for me, that was just a lovely experience to like watch you with a bride in one of your dresses and
Yeah.
figuring out how to make it fit to their body beautifully.
right.
It really was a lovely experience to watch you work.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we make each dress to order in-house. So we do customize all the time. And I'm happy to do it and offer my suggestions on, achieving the dream.
Yeah. How long does it
Yeah.
take to make a Claire Pettibone dress?
So it really depends on the fabric. That's a big part of it. So as I said, the fabrics are made to order for us. So that's our first step, is having the fabric made. And then that usually takes like 2 to 3 months for the fabric. And
Yeah.
then we're making the dress for her. So, and then I like to have her fittings start 3 months before her wedding date, just for final fittings.
Yeah.
So, when you add it all
Because the
up,
body changes, they lose
Yeah.
weight,
whatever
it just-
happens,
yeah.
we just want to make your dress fit you on your day.
Yeah.
So I like brides who give us a 9 to 12 month.
That's your perfect.
That's a lovely
Yeah.
way to work. We've had a lot of last minute brides this year.
Yeah, it's been interesting
So-
very much. And what's your shortest time frame you've ever? Well, Kimberly's wedding.
I've done some crazy miracles. I think the shortest ever was 1 week.
A week
1 week.
from scratch, or
Yeah.
wow.
Now, in that case, we had to have the fabric in-house.
Yes,
So, yes, that wouldn't have
Wow.
been possible if we didn't, but we did.
That's
Made it
it.
happen.
And when I see Kimberly, I just want to back up a bit. This is Kimberly from the Butter End.
Yes.
She's the most amazing cake designer. I love, 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 love her wedding cakes. And
Yeah,
I know
they're the best.
you are friends with,
Yeah.
with Kimberly, and
Yeah.
she's one of my dear friends. So that's how I got the honor of being there.
Right,
but
right.
she is an amazing cake designer.
Yeah.
So a week. Wow, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
I mean, that's, please don't test
don't
us
do
every
it.
day.
Don't do a week.
Please don't do
Give
it all
her
the time.
8 to 12 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember having my wedding dress made in England, and it was such a beautiful experience.
Mm-hmm.
What was your wedding dress like?
It was okay.
Really?
Yeah. So my husband and I met, and we were planning our wedding the same time that we were launching our business. And our business I started out designing lingerie, not wedding gowns. So between planning the wedding,
Starting
getting a business, I thought about making my dress, but at that time I had never made a wedding dress. So I was like, maybe that's too much. So I just bought a gown off the rack. Not great, but it was okay. But we're still married happily.
Yes.
And
Well, how did you meet your husband?
at a nightclub in Hollywood,
You did.
as one does.
I love that. The good old fashioned way of
Yeah.
like face-to-face meeting. You
Face-to-face.
didn't swipe right.
We didn't have that.
Wow.
No, we did not have that.
You're
We
so
met the
lucky.
old-fashioned way.
And you've been married a long time?
It's going to be 32 years.
Oh, that's
this
fantastic.
June.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We grew up together. Like,
You really did.
built a business together. So he's been right there with me through it all.
What do you remember about your
And-
wedding day?
It was a great day. It
Yeah.
was beautiful.
Where did you get married?
We got married. So my maid of honor, her aunt, had a house in Pasadena overlooking the Arroyo, and let us use her beautiful home and her beautiful gardens. So we were out in the rose garden for the ceremony, and in the piano room for the reception. And And then I think we went to a nightclub for after hours.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
Get you.
Yeah. That's how we met. So,
Why
gotta keep
not?
it going. Yeah.
Wow.
No, but the wedding was, it was beautiful. It was about 50 people, heartfelt, just
Did you wear a
our
veil?
nearest and dearest. No, I didn't. And I love veils.
I do too.
I don't know why. Why did I not wear a veil?
I
That's
do
crazy.
too.
I mean, my brides now,
What's the percentage of brides that want a veil
in
and not a veil
my
now?
shop, I push for it,
Yeah.
because I just love it.
When do you ever get to wear a veil?
Exactly. And it just makes such beautiful moments. I mean, when I look, they'll share their albums with me. And so when I look through the gallery, those veil, I mean, they're beautiful.
They just make the dress.
They kinda
I do
do.
love a veil.
It's that little extra layer. It's just a beautiful,
Magic. Yeah. It's funny that when you sometimes the blusher veil
Yeah.
goes over the head and if they haven't practiced, I always tell them to practice
Right.
that
Yes.
because I didn't.
know.
And I remember going,
It's a little
I
claustrophobic.
spent the whole time like it was in my lashes.
And
I was
whoever's
like,
going to lift your veil maybe should practice that.
practice that because then sometimes it's
They don't know what they're doing.
And,
If they look at you like, what am I going to do?
like I always like tell them now put the bouquet slightly out so the veil goes
Right.
so it kind of pushes away from your face.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Right,
Right.
I
know.
it's
You can't
experience.
wear
Otherwise, it's
lip
very
gloss.
lip gloss, and it's very close, and it's.
Yeah.
But I do love a.
Yeah.
that
I would say that's, the over the blusher. Not too many.
Yeah,
Not too many of my brides do it.
Yeah,
We do beautiful, we call them our waterfall veil that does the option of,
yeah.
but when you put it back, it does this beautiful cascade. So
Oh, that's lovely.
either way. I mean, even if you don't do the blusher for the ceremony, you could do beautiful couples portraits kissing underneath it.
Yes.
So
Oh,
that
I
comes
love
in handy
that
for
picture
that.
when you kiss underneath and the two of you are. Yes,
Yeah.
I love that.
Right.
What's the longest train or veil you've ever done?
I did one not too long ago. I think that was last year for a bride that was getting married in an amazing cathedral in Rome.
Oh, how
And
lovely.
so we did a custom gown for her with an extended train,
out.
and then the veil was epic. It went, if you remember the store,
Yes.
it filled up the entire from one end to the other.
Oh my.
So for me, that was really,
And that's a big. You have a very big store, so
it's a pretty long
that's a long veil. Oh.
Yeah.
And did it go over the end of the dress?
It went quite
Or you
past
missed
it.
it.
And we had inlaid appliques, lace and pieces, flowers, and it was
Oh.
beautiful.
Very
It
romantic.
was a fun one.
Oh, well, I
All
could
for
talk
that.
about weddings for hours and wedding dresses for hours. And when the process of making one of your dresses, do you start with like the body form, the fabric?
Yes, the draping. So we have such a library of patterns at this point from the years of doing this. So I have this library of, they're literally made on manila paper, like a paper pattern.
Yeah.
But yes, they often start with a toile, which is fabric that's
Yeah.
draped onto the mannequin. And then from the toile, we transfer it to the paper so that it can then be used, multiple times.
Yeah.
So yeah, at this point, I mean, when we're working on new dresses, we're often pulling elements from previous and then adding to it from there.
Have you ever had a bride come to you and say, I want a little bit of this dress, a little bit of that dress, a little bit of this dress to create?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I find often we'll narrow it down to maybe two favorites,
Mm.
and then I'll give it a moment to think about, okay, or ask her, what is it about this dress that you really love? And what is it about this dress and then I'm going to see, okay, how can we combine that in a way
Yeah.
to make her dress? So that's really fun. I love doing one-of-a-kind pieces and,
How do you name your dresses?
So with the inspiration for the season, the first thing I do is for me, it starts with the fabrics. So I'll come up with the theme, then choose my fabrics, or have them developed. And then I start researching names or researching that particular inspiration.
The story that goes with the dress.
And I come up with a whole list of names
Interesting.
that I love.
Yeah.
And then once the dresses are being made, then I assign the name to the dress because
It'll become
calls them out.
apparent,
Yeah,
right?
it does.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
this is the Fifi. Not that Fifi is a
Yeah,
name
yeah.
you use, but yeah,
Right.
it comes alive.
It does.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it works for me.
Wow.
Mhm.
What's your advice for brides that want to take your dress overseas to get married in Rome, for
Yeah.
example? What's the best way of
So
transporting one of your
we,
dresses?
since my dresses aren't too big,
Yeah.
we generally are putting them in a double garment bag. So, plastic for, safety, and then the cloth outer bag, and recommend they carry it on plain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell the flight attendant it's your wedding dress. They're usually pretty
Exactly.
nice about
Yeah.
it.
I wondered if they should call ahead and talk to the airline to
Possibly.
double
It's
check.
not a bad idea. Yeah.
You know.
Especially for international, it might be a good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the majority of our brides do travel. Carry it on.
Keep it on. Don't put
Don't put it in
put it in your
luggage.
suitcase.
At worst case, put it in a carry-on bag. I mean,
Mhm.
that's going to be a little rumpled in there, but
Mm.
it's better than checking it, I think. I
Mhm.
just wouldn't want to take that risk.
No.
No.
I would not want to do that. And the
No.
beauty of your dress is when you let them out and you
They're
can
gonna be
steam
fine.
them, they're going to
Yeah,
be beautiful.
They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you like your brides to wear underneath the dress?
So generally, nude, seamless, whether it's underwear or shapewear.
Yeah.
There are a few nice
Do you design that lingerie?
no.
No.
I design pretty lingerie.
Yeah,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
practical, but she needs to wear practical into her dress. So
Yes.
it's just something that's really seamless and doesn't show. So they have developed some low back options now, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we generally sew cups into the dress, so bras aren't usually needed. But if she really, wants to have a bra, then we're gonna sort of
Put it into the dress.
engineer the dress around
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And then if all else fails, duct tape to
There you go. Whatever.
put the girls together.
Whatever needs to
to
do.
create that lovely cleavage.
Right.
What is your legacy for
Hmm.
for Claire Pettibone?
Oh.
What
That's
do you
an
want to leave
interesting
for
question.
your children?
Well, I think my parents kind of instilled this idea of doing what you love. So I've been so blessed to do that,
Yeah.
to really, I love designing wedding dresses.
Yeah.
It doesn't get old or boring, or I don't get tired of it. I love my brides. They're so wonderful.
Yeah.
They're just like great people.
Yeah. I think you attract that. You attract
Thank
those
you.
kind of brides.
Yeah, I have great brides. So for my own daughter, I want her to do what calls her. I want her to also find something that she loves. And
Is she going to
do
follow in your
that.
footsteps?
so
Does she
she's
have
going to
that?
art school now.
She is?
So it's kind of
Fantastic.
a full
Full
circle,
circle, yeah.
with my parents having been fine artists, and now she's going to
Wow.
fine art school.
Does
So
she
we'll
paint? Does
see.
she draw?
She
What
does
is-
all of that. Yeah.
Wow. Does she help you design and draw? Does she have that passion?
I don't know. I don't
See where
think
she's going to
so.
go.
I
Yeah.
feel like, I know for me, I didn't want to become a fine artist because my parents were fine artists. So I found my path. And I feel like she's probably doesn't want to go into fashion because
She wants to
I'm
find her
fashion-
own path.
She wants to find her path.
Understandable.
So yeah, we'll see where it goes. She's in her
Yeah.
first year of college, so she has a little time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much
Thank you
for being here today
Aw,
and telling us all about your exquisite designs.
thank you.
They really are magical. And if you're looking for a dream wedding dress and you want to look like a fairy princess, you definitely have to go to Claire Pettibone.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And listening to you, I keep thinking about what you design isn't really just about the dresses at all. It's all about transformation. It's about that moment when a bride sees herself not as she is, but as she always felt like she could be.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing I would take away from this conversation is that beauty just isn't visual. It's an emotional memory in motion. And that's what your dresses give,
Thank
a
you.
memory in motion.
Thank you so much.
And for everyone listening, whether you're planning a wedding, designing one, or simply dreaming of one, remember the most powerful part of the day is not what people see, it's how they make you feel and how you make them feel. And Claire, thank you for designing that feeling.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, that's a wrap on the show today. A little bit of romance and a little bit of reality, but hopefully something that you can take away with you. And if you loved this episode, make sure to follow us on all platforms and on Instagram at Charley Bluebell and at The Charley King Show and on YouTube and TikTok. And share this with someone you know who is planning their special day or just got engaged. And don't forget to watch out for my Instagram lives each week where I'll be talking about my up-and-coming guests. So you can send me your questions because I want you to be on this journey with me. So until next time, stay fabulous, stay intentional, and remember that the magic doesn't end at the end of the aisle. That's only just the beginning. Till next time, I'm Charley King.
Charley King Show.